Marius to be able to practice and play this week?
We'll see where it goes. We'll take it today.
If he can't go, would you put Cody back out there and Cordell back at guard, or would you?
We'll see. We'll keep talking through that and working through it.
As far as Orlando is concerned, I know he's probably hoping to play again this week.
Yeah.
Can you just manage him throughout the week?
Yeah, I mean, him and several guys as this week goes, we'll just make sure they're ready to go on Saturday.
Is that included of Chase Brown?
We'll see where that ends up.
We'll see on all three. Did you say that?
We'll see on our whole team.
How about Cochran? You had said something about him last week, and then you had to go to him again. I mean, how is he? There's a guy back in the roster who's suddenly thrusting some big moments.
No doubt. I think he's responded really well, done an excellent job when called upon. And again, that's his preparation. That's the way he's practiced. And not sure he'll be at practice today because his wife is in labor. I don't know if I was supposed to say that or not, but if he's missing today, it was personal. So we're not there yet. Still have 30 minutes.
Is there a chance Evan could play this week?
We'll see. We'll just keep working through with the trainers with him.
Zach, going off of the question by Evan, I'm wondering what your confidence level is in Cade right now. You missed an overtime, but he's obviously got range. We know that.
Yeah.
For 59-yarder. And if you would say if you do have confidence in him, what does that range look like from how far out?
Well, I got confidence when he goes out that he's going to make the kick for us. And so that's where I stand with him and excited for him to get his next opportunity.
Joe and T came in together in 20, back to back.
Yep.
Pitch. How do you see their relationship grow from at bat to night?
Well, they both, like you mentioned, coming into the league the same, so kind of gone through the same stuff. Both dealt with injuries, both called upon right away to contribute, both answered the bell. And so I think they've kind of gone through their growth in the league, all 5 years they've been here together, and they can probably answer that better than I can, but certainly two guys that from day one we counted on, and they answered for us and have found ways to improve and get better as well.
Khalil has been here for nearly 2 months.
Yeah.
How would you describe him as a player, and how is he?
He's a professional. I really enjoy being around him. He's got a great attitude, great approach, has picked things up really fast for us. It's really difficult to come in and I think be in this offense, from the midpoint of the season and not have any of the introduction and training camp for the offseason. But he's proven that he belongs in this league and can understand it and has done a good job when called upon.
With the pass protection that Chase Brown has shown over the past few months, everyone sees the touchdowns, catches, yards, all of that. But how big of a loss would that be if you didn't have him for the pass protection?
Well, I think Khalil has shown that he's capable as well. In the limited opportunities he's gotten, he got some in the last game. So excited to watch, if he gets that opportunity again, for him to expand upon it. But Chase, like you mentioned, has really stepped up in that regard. As much as we throw the ball, your back's got to be able to protect and play in space, and both those guys have shown that they're capable of doing that.
You guys put Sheldon Rankins on the reserve non-football illness list yesterday. What went into the decision to do that this week as opposed to any of the other weeks?
Yeah, those are decisions made personnel, so that's when we did it this week.
The last 4 weeks playing of their season, are there playoff hopes on the line? Does this week, though, the final of the regular season, does it feel different?
Feels like it's felt every week. We just got to put all our preparation towards Saturday, and it's nice to have a 7-day week. Last week was a 6-day week, and so kind of get back to normal schedule. But just like I told our guys, it's an important game, but our preparation remains the same. Our focus remains the same. Each day we're getting the same work done. They've really done a good job in this backstretch of the season doing all that, and so that doesn't change our focus going into this game. And we know it's a big game. We know it's at stake, but want our guys to continue to approach every day like they have been.
Do you prefer that you guys have no game before the help you do the next day?
I don't think that's the worst thing. There's no distractions there. You're just we're all human, and so I understand the things that could happen if they were all at the same time. And so I do think that's probably a positive for us, that we're just going to play by ourselves and focus on Pittsburgh, and that's all we can do.
Is it frustrating, Zach, to see the team get in this groove, this great hot streak, play up to its potential in all these different ways, but then at the ultimate moment of the season have some of these eventualities be out of your control?
No, that's our doing, and so right now we just control what we can control, and let's find a way to win on Saturday.
What would it mean to finish the season
I haven't looked at it that way yet, to be quite honest with you. You know, it's just we want to beat Pittsburgh. I want to make sure this team's in a great spot Saturday night. And, you know, after the season's over, whenever that concludes, you'll have a chance to look back on it all. But right now, haven't gotten caught up in any of that.
What would you say, Zach, are some of the biggest improvements you've seen over the last 4 weeks in your team that have led to these wins?
Well, those plays down the stretch, you know, a play here or there that helps you finish with a win. Certainly our defense has been creating a lot of turnovers. I think first in the league the last 4 or 5 weeks in creating those turnovers. And so that goes a long way in limiting the other team's points and finding ways to capitalize on scoring opportunities on offense. And so I think that the team has done a good job that way, putting away some games and putting us in a better spot to be able to win down the stretch.
Do you think you guys have played carefree more? Like, not as tight, not as wound up?
I don't feel that really. No, I don't.
Outside of turnovers, I guess, what defensively have you seen in terms of the progress that's made you encouraged, or maybe is there something else that you're still looking for more from?
Well, you've seen a lot of young players get more opportunity, and so as they've gotten more experience, you're seeing that confidence level raise. And you can really point to all levels of the defense where guys have been thrust into action due to injuries or whatnot, and as they've gotten that game experience, really stepped up and been able to become dependable and make plays for us, and combine that with the vets that already are out there, and it's been a pretty good recipe. And so again, I'm excited watching those guys play. I think they've done a good job stepping up.
You guys preparing to see Pittsburgh starters?
Yes.
What makes the connection of Joe and his receivers? I mean, you've been around the league almost 20 years. What makes the connection between him and his receivers so unique?
The communication aspect of things. You know, he is talking to them pretty much after every rep, you know, in practice, whether it's group install, whether it's routes on air, whether it's a team rep, sidelines during games, same thing. They've got feedback. They got questions for him as well. And so I just think the constant dialogue, it's not just a coach telling a quarterback to throw this ball and the receiver run the route, and then you move on and the coaches correct or adjust. It's you got a guy who's an extension of our coaching staff, really, who's out there taking it upon himself to get it done exactly the way he wants it done, and the receiver's smart enough and willing enough to be able to adjust to whatever it is that we're trying to change. And so oftentimes we're putting the routes on paper. Here's what it's going to look like, and then the nuances of it, we really give, you know, Joe and the receivers and tight ends the ability to adjust and make it their own.
What do you think about T's preparation? You know, he's had kind of a tough year this year with the injuries and stuff. What do you think about his preparation and how he goes about it?
He's always ready, you know, because he's had limited practice time these last couple weeks. But I know that once we get in the game, he's going to know exactly what to do. And we practice things a lot of different ways with guys at different spots, and then may change them late in the week, may change them during the game. And I never have any fear that T, Jamar, Dre, anybody's ever going to get confused. If there's a moment, then the other guy's going to help them. But they're just so smart. They do a really good job adjusting.
Safe to say you already know who the coin flip captains are going to be this year?
I think that's pretty safe to say.
Joe wins another AFC Player of the Week. You just give him the trophy there?
He's impressive, and he continues to impress. He's in a really good rhythm right now. I know he feels really good. His confidence is very high. But like all of us, you start over every week, and you got to put him in prep work. And he's a guy you can point to that follows his process every week, and so you know you're going to count on him on Saturday. And he's a great example for everybody else. You know, just keep doing your job, and you know, your prep work leads to great things on the field.
How much do you think the Steelers will change up on Saturday, or do you think you'll see Steeler football?
I think when you get these late divisional games, especially a team you played a couple weeks ago, you always got to be ready for teams to evolve and change, and because of them, because of us, whatever it may be, that's part of you getting these games, and you've got your changes you've made, and then you're ready to adjust based on what you see as well.
What is it that makes a Mike Tomlin team so difficult to prepare for?
They're well coached. They got good hard-nosed players, you know, so it's always a challenge when you play them.
Dave Lapham here, and every day I am grateful for my experience to have played professional football. As a player, I realized self-motivation, leadership, and appreciating your teammates are key. At First Star Logistics, you can use those same attributes to create the life you want for you and your family. Build your future by working hard like I did. You'll see results both on and off the field. Call First Star Logistics today and be part of our winning team.
Opportunity knocking.